You can think of an accelerator as being like a website in a box. So if, most of our clients that are switching to composable, one of the most important decisions that they're making is which headless CMS is going to be the content engine for that stack. It's a very, very important decision. All of their omni-channel content is going to start and end the management of it there. So the capabilities of it and what they need out of it is really important. And so our accelerator helps them makes that decision a little bit easier for them by saying, okay, here you go. We have options, bunch of top quadrant, great options that right out of the box, you're going to get to value quicker with. So I think website in a box is the simple top line for it. But the fact that the accelerators that we're talking about are headless and meant for composable DXPs and, meant to drive omni-channel content, that's like the important part for them to think about, I think. If you had asked me about accelerators, 3 years ago, one of the most common things that you would hear from customers that were apprehensive about them is that they didn't want a cookie cutter website. And in the new world of, composable DXP with headless CMSs driving omni-channel content, that is no longer the case. The control that we have over the user experience is much, much better. And the sort of needs of the customer can be accounted for in a way, because it was true. The idea behind the apprehension around a cookie cutter website wasn't just about not looking cool. It was about not delivering value, to the user and being worried that the experience would be the same as their competitors' experience. And those are real concerns. And in the composable world with headless, we have been able to go a lot farther now. And so I think that if you were apprehensive about accelerators, 2 years ago, maybe it's time to give them another look. I mean, the honest answer to that is we're all competing and we're all trying to get our customers to value faster, right? And there's great benefits there's other great benefits as well. Our technical team loves to tinker. They love to build things. They love to see how far they can stretch the technology. That's a real benefit to us. And it probably bubbles up to the customer as well at some point, because they're going to get more engaged, happier, better engineers. But I think from the customer's perspective, the reason that agencies are doing it is because we all want you to choose us to build your DXP. And so which is a virtuous cycle, right? These accelerators all try to find value in different ways. For example, we at XCentium, we have an accelerator. We have a few, but one of them is specific to the FinServ industry, the financial services industry. So it includes a core set of components that sort of all websites and omnichannel content needs, but then it also includes a whole subset of other components that are specific to the FinServ industry, like a fund comparing tool and different kinds of lead gen forms and annotations and footnotes that FinServ customers need. So there's the differentiation is, I think, a really important part too. When one of our clients is choosing, let's say, for example, to replatform to a composable DXP from a monolithic DXP, this is a big undertaking. This is not an initiative that they're taking lightly, and they want to be able to get to value quicker. So the fact that these accelerators focus on the content engine for omnichannel, which is going to, a lot of the time it's considered like the heart of the composable DXP, the fact that they get that faster and for maybe less budget, very, very important when replatforming and going to composable, because you're going to be able to get to value faster. So when you're internally building a business case and saying, we're going to replace this big monolithic stack that we've had for 10 years and delivered a lot of value for us, right? And everybody's comfortable with it. And we're going to tear it all out at the roots and replace it. It's a lot better to say we're going to have a new omni-channel ready content engine ready in 6 to 8 months or a year or whatever the case may be, rather than all of it's going to be ready in 2.5 years or whatever it is, because that also kind of, it contradicts one of the whole value props of composable, right? But getting that content engine to market faster, I think, helps with the whole composable story, because it gets you to value faster in roadmap wise. So when I was a kid, my dad had this sign in his office that said price, speed, quality, pick any two. And that's kind of like an old joke, like an old project manager kind of joke. But he did have that in his office. And the cool thing about accelerators is you get all three. So with an accelerator, you really do get a lower price because you're getting a tried and true tested code base that's already ready to roll at no cost. I mean, the whole point of this is there's no fee or license fee for it. You get it faster. The entire project's timeline gets shrunken, right? Because so many of the initial chores are done right out of the box. So many of the components that every website has in common are available out of the box. And quality. So then there's two aspects to that. One is that, like I said, we have multiple accelerators, but they all focus on top quadrant CMSs. So you know you're going to have that behind it. But also, this is bulletproof code. This is code that's been already through the ringer that you're not going to have to worry about a lot of last minute bugs and stuff. Not that XCentium would ever deliver a bug, but code quality obviously is part of the accelerator story too.